Hello everybody and welcome to Uprising 144K. I'm Hydrogen Man. Guys, I'm about to give you the long deep dive into hydrogen bottles. Before I begin, I have to give you my disclaimer. First of all, I am not giving you any medical advice. I'm not making any medical claims, and I'm not making any claims for or against any product or products. Everything in this video are the opinions of the speaker and should not be construed as claims for or against any product or products. And with that being said, guys, I am absolutely making zero claims for you today, but as you know, I am the Hydrogen Man and I have taken such a deep dive into hydrogen for many years. And this video is going to be a little long, so I apologize. But if you really want to know the truth, in my opinion, about not just hydrogen bottles, but even hydrogen labs that claim to test them and everything else, I am about to show you absolutely everything and why, in my opinion, I would never actually use one. Look, I even have one myself and I will not use it. I will not use it because I know every single bottle on the market. I'm going to show you supposedly the top ones, but people always messaging me saying, well, what about this bottle? I'm trying to make it very clear. There is no bottle in existence, in my opinion, not only about effectiveness. That's not actually my concern as much as it is the safety, because short-term research versus long-term research is very different. And I'll give you an example in regards to like fasting. Fasting in the short term will be showing a lot of benefit. If you do it in the long term, well, obviously, eventually you'll just die. So let's just get started because there's a lot to cover, okay? One of the bottles is the Evolv bottle. Some people talk about the lumivitae or I don't even know how to pronounce this particular one, or even the Echo Go. And look, if you want the simple answer and you don't want to watch the whole video, in my opinion, they're all garbage. All of them. Every single bottle out there. Why? It's not just garbage. My biggest concern, in my opinion, is actually that they might literally cause potential harm to you. And you're like, what harm? What's wrong with these? This is why I'm going to go into a deep dive that nobody will talk to you about. Why, in my opinion? Because in my opinion, it's all about the money and nobody actually cares about you. And I'm actually going to show you why and how everybody, in my opinion, is lying to you. So let's go into this one. And by the way, when I say they're all the same, this one, I mean, they hide so much information and they hide it on purpose. Look, they won't even want to tell you where it's made. You know why they don't want to tell you where it's made? Because they're, in my opinion, made in China. And I say my opinion because, look, everybody wants to put Japan on everything because everybody knows that Japan is the best in the world of hydrogen. And I've taken such a deep dive. I've even asked top engineers, why don't the Japanese, like true Japanese company, make one of these bottles? It's because they've looked deeply into and seen that there is no way to make them actually be good. Again, in my opinion, based on the information that I've gathered. But let's take this deep dive because it just gets darn right ridiculous. And I would love to talk about the other bottles, but I'm not going to because they're all the same. And I'm literally picking the one that is supposedly the best, even though, again, they're all the same, guys. I'm not trying to beat a dead horse here, but I get a little tired of all the messages. And I'm sorry that I get a little weird about it because let me tell you, the one thing I care about, I am a huge believer in God, meaning that I want to love my neighbor and I want the best for others. And that's why I'm going to show you this, because I show you hydrogen because what it's done for me. But when you do it the wrong way, in my opinion, it actually makes matters worse. The messages I've gotten from people who literally end up getting cancer and they're using things like Brown's gas and hydrogen, and they're like, what the heck is going on? Why would it make me sick? And this is exactly why I want to talk to you about this kind of stuff. So first one, Evolv. The one thing you're going to notice, and again, we could go into all of them, but they're all the same. And we're picking the one that supposedly is the best. Ooh, it's H2 certified. Guys, I'm about to show you a lab test, and it's a joke. It's actually pathetic. And I hate that they do this. And this bottle has all the check marks, and nobody else does. You know what? I just hate that they do this to people. But we're going to go over all these questions in a second because, again, this one, they don't want to tell you where it's made. In my opinion, it's made in China. And they won't tell you what the membrane is made of. There's so much that they don't tell you. Why don't they tell you this? Well, you're about to find out. And I'm also going to show you, if you really want these, even after everything I tell you, where to get them super cheap. You don't have to pay $100 or $200 or $300 or $500 or whatever they're charging for these bottles. If you really, really want one, and again, I wouldn't use one, but if you really, really want one, I'll show you where to get them for like $50 because they're absolute trash, in my opinion, and everybody's lying to you. First thing you're going to notice about the Evolv bottle, that they want to use the name Japan. Oh, Japan, SPEPEM filter. Right here, My first red flag. And there's so many. I'm going to go over all of them, guys. I'm sorry this is a long video, but here it is. Isn't it a filter? Because in my opinion, it's a membrane. And I'm going to show you my opinion later on actual lab results. And then what does it say? Our world-class filters are produced by DuPont. Whoa, there's a big problem because they're saying Japan. Who in the heck owns DuPont? Well, let's just jump to who owns DuPont. I Googled it. I actually already knew, but I Googled it. I'll just read to you what Google says. DuPont, commonly shortened, blah, 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 okay, is an American multinational chemical company. When I say chemical, you know why I don't like DuPont membranes? Even the best that they make is because I actually got to see a lab test of the DuPont membrane that they use in hydrogen machines, guys. Even the best one, because they have a full range. And because I don't want to make any claims, and I don't want to, there's just certain things I can't say on camera. I'm sure you guys understand, or very few out there will. I'm going to tell you that I always want the best for you. And when I saw what was in those membranes, I will never use a bottle like this, especially the ones with DuPont membranes. And guess what? All the membranes almost out there are crap. Now they're going to claim, oh, it's Japanese. Yeah, a DuPont Japanese membrane. Give me a freaking break. I'm sorry. Let's just stop with the nonsense. Okay. Point is, they're claiming Japan. And then what other name did they say? German. Oh, it's Deutsche, German. BPA-free bottle. They want to put everything here but China. Now, I went through their whole website. I couldn't find China anywhere. And you're like, well, where the heck are these bottles made? You guys want to see the truth? Because you know I did, guys, and I found it. Here it is. The Evolv bottle. And by the way, again, all of the bottles, I'm sorry, guys, I'm not making a claim. In my opinion, all the bottles, that's what I'm going to say. In my opinion, all the bottles are made in, well, let's just see right here. Well, where did I find the information? Details, made in China. The one thing they don't want you to know, guys. And remember, it's a filter. It's a filter, right? Well, proton membrane. Do you even know what PEM stands for? Proton exchange membrane. But they keep calling it a filter. I don't understand why. And they try to omit information. Why do they omit it? Because in my opinion, it's information that would literally prove that it is potentially, I'm just going to say that for now, just my opinion, bad for your health. So here you're doing something that you think is good for your health, and in the end, it's just, what, making you sick maybe? Okay, the whole thing gets even crazier. Now let's go into some questions, and after this, I'm going to show you the lab tests and who's performing them. Is this a scam? Is it a conspiracy? Guys, this just gets nuttier and nuttier as you go into the deep dives of it. And then you wonder who's going to be telling you the truth and who's lying to you. And you're about to find out that, in my opinion, everybody's lying to you. And I am here because I want to bring you the truth. Yes, I don't have any super edited videos, and I don't have any money behind any of this because I don't even know how to do it. I'm just pointing my phone at the computer screen. But anyway, let's just go into it. How often should I drink hydrogen water? Well, let's see how much they really know, because this shows you the red flags. There isn't a standard recommended dose. This, I'm reading off this. And it says some studies do indicate getting a minimum of 3 ppm dose each day. Right here, pure ignorance in my opinion, because this doesn't tell you the amount of milligrams you actually need. If you had 3 ppm in 4 ounces of water, it tells you literally, or if you had 3 ppm in 1 liter of water, it's actually dependent on the amount of water that the ppm would be measured from, meaning these guys don't have a clue of what they're talking about. You want to grab hydrogen from somebody who doesn't have a clue? I don't. And to be honest, I hate to tell you, even the so-called experts in America telling you that they know everything about hydrogen, guys, it is getting scarier and scarier by the minute. I literally have gotten so many messages. I've done my channel for years, and I just got another message today that some people are messaging me that, oh my God, I got cancer after using certain hydrogen products for years. Guys, this is exactly my concern. There are dangers here, in my opinion, that you don't understand. And I'm trying to explain it to people. And, well, even the experts think they know everything. And that's always a dangerous thing. Have you ever known a scientist or one of these pharmaceutical people who create medicines and they try it on themselves and then do themselves a lot of harm? Well, that's what I think is going on. I think certain scientists and chemists think that they know more than what they actually know. But let's keep moving forward, guys. So it's important to consult your healthcare physician, yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. Healthcare physician doesn't even know anything about hydrogen. So how long does it take to take effects? I'm not even going to go into that. It's just a dumb question at this point. How does hydrogen water taste like? We know it's tasteless. It's just another, I don't want to say these are dumb questions, but they're not pertinent. Does hydrogen actually act as a detox? You know, these things would take a long time to truly explain. Will it filter out chlorine and other harmful impurities? Guys, here's another one. Let's see what they say, because I think this is a lawsuit waiting to happen, and I've seen it. I've seen lawsuits with these hydrogen companies, and I've also seen lawsuits with water filtration companies. It's so sad. And this is their claim. This is not my claim. This is where it gets absolutely nutty. It says our proprietary system. Oh yeah, our proprietary Chinese bottle that's super amazing. Filter. Now I'm going to read this. You guys just listen how it sounds, because I think it sounds ridiculous. Our proprietary system filter and cleans your water by expelling all waste and chemicals that might be present through a release valve located at the bottom of the bottle. Oh my goodness. Literally, they just got done saying, in my opinion, it says our proprietary system filter. I don't know if it should say filters. Wouldn't that make more sense? But whatever. And cleans your water. Guys, this thing's not even a water filter. So, I mean, anyway, this is on them. This is their claim. By expelling all waste. Oh boy, I mean, there's a lot of waste in water, guys. I would never make the claim that especially one of these bottles can eliminate all that. Even water filters can't do that. And chemicals. Do you guys have any idea how many chemicals are in water? This claim right here by this company, it's not my claim, just my opinion. All chemicals that might be present. Anyway, this whole thing is nutty. I can't believe they're saying that. But anyway, that's a whole other stupidity thing. And again, this is from one of the top bottles. And by the way, again, they're all the same. Please watch this whole video, because it's exhausting when people send me messages who clearly didn't watch the whole video. Why is the bottle 8 ounces? A waste of time to talk about that, because they're small. What is the shelf life of hydrogen water? Here's another response that, in my opinion, it just shows the ignorance. Now, let me be honest. Hydrogen is complex. I have yet to see one channel that actually knows what they're talking about, and I have seen all of them. I know what's out there, guys. There's a reason I make these videos for you, trying to give you actually accurate information. So it literally says here, if the bottle is open, half-life is 2 hours. Whoa. Here's the first thing I noticed. They're not talking about neither the temperature of the water nor the temperature of the room, which would affect the half-life, which, in my opinion, if they omit this information, they don't know what the hell they're talking about. Sorry, but that's just the way it is, in my opinion. Now, this means that every 2 hours, there is half the molecular hydrogen available in the bottle. Half, really, in 2 hours. In my opinion, I would bet money on that, but I'm not going to bother doing that. I'm just telling, and I'm not going to go over all the details, all the science. Again, it gets complex. This video is long enough, and I'm trying to make it short for you guys. Hydrogen is the smallest, blah, 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 and then they go into the science of hydrogen, trying to make themselves sound legitimate. Can you add flavors, 45-day guarantee, blah, blah, blah. It's a waste of time to talk about that. So all these bottles, right, claiming that they're the best. I'm going to show you how to get one cheap if you want one, and I still don't want one, but if you guys really do. So, okay, German, Japanese. The last thing they want to tell us is that it is Chinese. Oh, wait, oh, yeah, American DuPont, the chemical company. You're literally drinking out of a bottle that makes chemicals. Guys, I won't even go into what DuPont does. DuPont scandals, the chemicals, let's not even get into it. I don't even want to get into it. And made in China, and they tried to hide that fact from you. Think about that. Why would they want to hide that? Okay, let's get into the lab test. And numerous lab tests. Let's pick the one for this amazing bottle, right? Oh, this amazing bottle. Who certifies it? Who does the H2 certified? Oh, I don't know. There's all these companies and all these specialists and all these special people and the quality and yada, yada, yada. You know what? I'm so upset about what they're doing here in America, but that's just my opinion. Who is it? H2 Hub. Ooh, H2 Hub, right? You're the pros. You're the pros in America, even though you don't even know how to use the proper equipment. This is how pathetic it is, and I'm going to show you why. And I'm sorry to say that, actually. I'm not trying to be mean to whoever runs this company or whatever. I'm not trying to be a mean guy at all. I care about people, and I hate when companies pull their little shenanigans. I'm not going to go into all this crazy stuff, the method, the procedure. And look, at least they put the temperature of the water. They at least got that right. So they at least got that one. But let's go into the equipment they're using to measure the hydrogen, because that's actually what really, truly matters. So let's get into it. Okay, they're using H2 blue test reagent. You guys even know what that is? It's these little blue drops. Here, let's skip over here. They're right here in this silly little box. This is a product that it costs, I believe, less than 50 bucks. This is an absolute joke. They think that a little tiny bottle that is roughly, quote unquote, $50 or whatever it is, $30, I don't even know the price, I'm sorry, but it's all my opinion. That's how you're gonna measure hydrogen? Do you guys even understand that hydrogen is actually extremely complex to measure? And anybody, in my opinion, who recommends these drops or uses them, absolutely ignorant. And I'm about to prove to you that that's the case, because it is such a joke. And this is the lab test. This is the lab testing it. It is darn right upsetting, because everybody's going to trust this and they don't have a clue of what they're doing. Really? Okay, let me show you. Let me just show you, because I don't want to get into it real deep. I'll just show you like a few quick things. Like they're showing, okay, so they say claim dissolved H2 milligrams per liter. They're literally showing it right here, right? And they're claiming 2.5 to 5 milligrams per liter. Guys, 5 ppm in an 8-ounce bottle. They literally said it right here. Where is it? Right here, bottle size, 230 milliliters, okay? 0.230 liters. 230 milliliters is not 1 liter. Okay, 1 liter is a little over 33 ounces. This is roughly, I'm just going to give rough numbers, is roughly 8 ounces. And they're saying 5 milligrams per liter? That's not accurate. Okay, let's just give you the simple numbers. 1 ppm in 1 liter equals 1 milligram per liter. You guys are probably going to get all confused by this. All I'm telling you, because I'm trying to keep it really simple for you, if they're claiming 5 milligrams per liter in a bottle that makes 5 ppm in roughly 8 ounces, this is an absolute joke. I mean, just an absolute, you know, forget all the numbers, to be quite honest. Their method for testing it is already a joke. This is so ridiculous. Even if over here, test results, you know, even if they're showing, and this is another area where they're like, oh, well, you know, this thing is making 0.5 milligram. Okay, according to what? According to their silly test drops? You know, this is just ridiculous, because how can I trust anything if they're doing it with blue drops? This is stupid. In fact, it's so stupid. Let me show you why it's stupid. Let's just skip over this, because why look at a lab test that is using blue drops? Why? Well, let's just rewind and let me just show you what an actual hydrogen water machine tests like. Here they're using a bottle, and it doesn't matter what brand, because at this point, they're all crap, in my opinion. And why are they crap? I tried to explain it already, but let's just go with it. This is an actual machine that actually tests for hydrogen concentration in water. It is a Japanese-built machine. They put the blue drops next to it. You know why they put the blue drops next to it? Because they tested the same exact water with the blue drops and with the machine, in order to see if there was any difference. You guys are going to be absolutely blown away by the results. Now, if you just want to know the result clearly showed that the blue drops are not accurate. In fact, they're not accurate at all. It's not even close. Because in order to test hydrogen properly within water, this machine is actually not only extremely expensive, more expensive than the actual hydrogen devices that produce the hydrogen, supposedly or allegedly. It's more expensive, requires a massive amount of maintenance, requires a massive amount, it's tedious. It requires so much calibration that it is literally a pain in the rear to use one of these things. And you won't see them outside Japan, because the maintenance that they require is only done in Japan. And they're just a pain in the rear, guys. Nobody actually does this except the Japanese. There's a reason that the Japanese are #1 in the world. And one of these devices from KO Electronics Laboratories, Japan, again, a Japanese device. I won't even give you the model number of it. I'm not, unless you guys want it, but comment below. But the point is that this is the way that you measure it. Now, what did the results come out to? Because this whole thing is a pain. This is a true lab doing true testing. You're telling me that a lab used these drops and they literally wrote certifications on it? Guys, in my opinion, that's a lawsuit waiting to happen. In my opinion, because they're giving information claiming to be a lab doing actual lab work. God Almighty, honestly, may God have mercy on their soul. Because here, I'll just show you. The manufacturer they claim 3.7 ppm. Now, there's a lot of them that claim even more, 5 ppm, 6 ppm. And I'm about to show you bottles, not only that make the claims, but you can get super cheap. You can get them for like $40 or something. When they actually tested it with the equipment, on average, it came out to basically 1 ppm, 1.05, but whatever, 1 ppm out of a small bottle, by the way, which is not a lot of hydrogen. Maximum 1.2. It's a far cry from what they're claiming, guys. I mean, really. And then what did they do? Let's show if the blue drops are accurate. And if you always want me to send you, save you the time, they did the test with them, and I'll save you the time. Basically, they weren't accurate, in my opinion. I'm just saying my opinion, but because I have to just say my opinion on all this, guys. I'm sure you understand why. Well, maybe you won't. But I'll just tell you the simple answer is they did not come out to the same reading. And these blue drops are a joke. They're literally, dare I say, pathetic way of doing a lab test. Okay? So, as I told you, 33.8 ounces in 1 liter. And these little bottles are roughly like 8 ounces. So the lab test, I'm not impressed by this place at all. In fact, I wouldn't trust just about anything they say about actual lab tests, anything, even the safety. Nobody even talks about the safety of hydrogen. And that is actually a really big concern of mine for people, because this is my specialty and I have knowledge about this. So I would never ask this place to do a lab test. Why would you pay a place like this to use blue drops to test your water? It's a joke. It's pathetic. So let's move on. So if you want to know how to, and then look, there's other stuff that I didn't even show you yet. My goodness, I haven't even gone into this, let alone the metals used on these products. By the way, I didn't even go into the metals. Why? They try to hide it from you once again. They don't want to tell you where the metals are made, right? They want to tell you where this supposed membrane is made. Oh, where did it go? It's made in Japan, right? They want to use the word Japan. They didn't tell you that it's made in China, apparently, in my opinion, but that's what they're saying. And guys, you don't even know who makes the metal. And if the metal is plated, why is it plated or coated? Why is that information that they would want to keep from you? And it directly electrolyzes the water. And nobody talks about the potential dangers of this. I'm not going to go into making any claims, but I am going to bring you future footage where I'm going to be interviewing scientists who have the inside info on people who run labs in America, people who claim to be hydrogen specialists in America. I'm not going to drop any names of anything because, well, I don't want to drop any names. I just, stay out of it that way. Hopefully you guys can read between the lines. I doubt most of you will be able to. Now let's just go to these websites where you get these products that claim 5,000 ppm. Well, these are the same exact bottles. In fact, this is the one I have right here. And these are the ones that claim 5 ppm. Look at this one, 6 ppm. These things are so amazing. I can get one for $45. Guys, literally, what's the name of this website? Made in China, quality China. Absolutely, I would never use these bottles even for free. Now, some people may ask me, well, what do you use? Well, I use the #1 hydrogen machine, not only in the world, but in Japan, because the Japanese, a lot of people don't understand this, but there's a reason that I'm living here. This is where I am now. This video is made in Japan because they are the ultimate when it comes to hydrogen technology. They always try to do things safely, yada, yada, yada. And you have to be careful because everybody wants to use the name Japan, right? Didn't we just see this? Where did we see this? Now I don't even know where it's at. It's one of these pages. They're like, oh, Japan, see? Everybody wants to use the name Japan. Oh, Japan, Japan, They want to use it because everybody in the hydrogen world actually knows it, but they never want to show you the actual best products because, why do you think, guys? In my opinion, it's because they really don't make a lot of profit. Chinese products are cheap. Look at these products, $45 for a bottle. And actually, I personally think you can get them for even less. And they sell these things for $300, $400, and $500. The whole thing is sad. I don't think anybody cares about humans anymore. And this is why I make my videos. Very few of you will find them. Alibaba, look at this, another one, 6 ppm. Guys, this is crazy. This is even higher. What did this one claim? You know what? I don't even know if I have. Well, let's go through it. If you guys, you know what? We've made the video long enough. They said anything higher than 5.42 ppm. Well, geez. This Alibaba one, this $37 claims 6 ppm or 6,000 ppb. Sorry, guys. I'm really sorry. I wish I could tell you that these bottles are good, but let me make it really simple for you. There is not one good bottle on the market. I tried to explain to you why already in this video, and there's actually numerous reasons. The design is flawed. They're too small. They overheat, in my opinion. They will not last, in my opinion. They directly electrolyze water, in my opinion. They use plated metals, in my opinion. These are just the wrong way to use hydrogen, and you'd never, in my opinion, want to inhale gas from one of them. Forget the amounts of the gas, the potential dangers. And this is sad for me because there's a lot of things like that have happened throughout the years from, I don't know, magnesium sticks, hydrogen pills, all this stuff that I would personally never put in my body if you're trying to improve health, and everybody thinks they're being a biohacker these days, and the whole thing is sad. So with that being said, I know it was a hard video. I hope, if you enjoyed it, give the video a thumbs up, subscribe, share, as I know that this is a lot of information. And if you have questions, put them below, guys. If you want me to touch on something that I didn't necessarily touch on because I try to give you a lot of information here, just comment below and I'll answer your questions. And that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. I'm sorry if it went a little too long. I hope you found it helpful, and I'll see you guys next time on the next one.